Hello and welcome to You Are Jeff Bezos. Now, you might be asking yourself, what the hell is this game? This doesn't look like a horror game, but I assure you, this is on the indie, or is it the indie games? Yeah, the indie games top 50 scariest horror games of some amount of time. I'm not really sure, but they are asserting that this is number 50 in a 50 long list of scariest horror games. Now, I don't know exactly what makes this game scary. Somebody said that it was like it's scary if you have a conscience. So we're just gonna get into this and see what the f is up. I'm Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos' employees are now your employees. His money is now your money. Nothing you say or do will convince anyone that you are not Jeff Bezos, even his closest friends and family. What do? I can either go to the bathroom, scream and sob with terror over this unnatural event, or spend all his fucking money. I'm gonna spend all his fucking money. Yeah. Jeff Bezos' current wealth is displayed on the left. Below are some things you might consider spending it on. Repair Puerto Rico, pay for the border wall and then not build it. 70 billion, pay personal taxes, 50 hire 100,000 new teachers for 4 years each, or end homelessness in the United States. Well, if we're going by what's going to affect the most people, why don't we end homelessness? You eliminate homelessness in the United States, every person living in the U.S. now has the guarantee of a roof over their head. This costs you $20 billion or a trivial 12.8% of your starting net worth. You will still have $136 billion. I'll soon change that, will I? Okay, you get a phone call on your personal line from your main financial advisor, apparently distressed. You ignore it. Pay for the border wall and then not build it. Pay personal taxes or hire 100,000 new teachers for 4 years each. That's a lot of teachers. Let's go with that. Why don't we? You hire 100,000 new teachers for a median salary of 58 grand, covering their salary for the first 4 years of their hire. This comes in at around 22.4 billion to you, or about a third of the annual U.S. education budget. In an interview, Betsy DeVos praises your actions as the free market is in action. In response, you lure her off to a remote area in the upper Midwest, promising to show her a designer mansion with 5 different styles of windows. When she gets there, all she finds is an abandoned shack without plumbing and a distinct lack of yachts. Well, I guess it's hard to feel sorry for Betsy DeVos, and that's all I'll say about that. Twitter is lighting up with liberals praising your good deeds with the hashtag Bezos is Bay. Leftists still hate you. So I can either pay my personal taxes or pay for a border wall and not build it. But there's another option. What else? I don't know what that does. Good job estimating a rich man's wealth so far. By the way, you've gone from 156 billion to a mere 113 billion 600 million in a few clicks of a button. If only you could manufacture guillotines this easily. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. So I can either fund NASA, double every Amazon employee's salary, support 10,000 artists in residence for 4 years each, abolish the Electoral College, or pay back taxes to the EU. Well, I do like to pay taxes. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Uh, Space is cool. I could see an argument for that. Double every Amazon employee's salary. I've heard some horror stories about those warehouses. Support 10,000 artists, abolish Electoral College. We can put that one on the back burner. If anything I've learned about in this game, I can do all of these. It just the order matters or does not matter. I'll be able to do all of them eventually. So let's fund NASA. Ugh, can't speak today. It's kind of a problem. Fund NASA for a year. Why not? Rather than squander your money on private spaceflight vanities, you put a solid 20 billion toward public astronautics, equal to NASA's annual budget. Mitch McConnell calls you, thanking you for saving Congress the trouble of paying for that society of eggheads, end quote, for a year. You make very clear that the $20 billion is in addition to its federal allotment, and any attempt of Congress on Congress's end to slash the budget next year will mean all Congress people are banned forever from your private space cruises. I did not know that I had those. This is a lie. Of course, you've already dismantled your private space agency, and once Grimes convinces Elon it's the 420 blaze it millennial thing to do, he'll follow suit as well. boldly going forward because we can't find reverse. Fox News goes unexpectedly off-air, citing existential difficulties. Time names you its Person of the Year. You decline that fair weather bullshit. So I can double all my employees' salaries, support 10,000 artists, abolish the Electoral College, or pay back taxes. This doesn't seem like it's, comparatively that expensive. I'll only lose a paltry 293 million, so let's pay all those off. You pay Amazon's back taxes to the European Union, a trivial $293 million, or equivalent euro. That's enough to host Eurovision 8 times. Can't beat Lordy, don't know what that means. Okay, what next? The squatter in the White House goes on an unhinged Twitter rant, branding you a communist, Democrat, fascist with small genitals who is ruining the economy, okay? He calls for your execution. Well, as a billionaire, I do support freedom of speech. That looks good on the media. So let's go ahead and double everybody's salary. Why don't we? You double the median Amazon worker's salary from poverty level to $28,000 a year to $56,000 a year, much closer to the U.S. average. Your employees are able to lead lives with slightly more dignity. While you're at it, you implemented progressive policies, getting rid of timed bathroom breaks and those hilariously anti-union videos you've been forcing your employees to watch. The cost of this to you is so negligible, it's not even going to model it. Or I'm not even going to model it. Cool, what's next? Bill and Melinda Gates send a kind yet concerned greeting card asking if perhaps you would like a little advice on how to spend money on poors, but in a moderate way. You burn it. All right. So I can support artists, abolish the Electoral College. Do I hear something? Well, the combined total of these two is like nothing. So let's get those out of the way first. You spend $2 billion funding 10,000 artists in residence at various museums, universities, and conservatories around the country. Each artist received $50,000 a year for up to 4 years, allowing them to pursue creative endeavors unfettered by the oppressive shackles of capitalism. Your lawyers beg you to force the artists to wear a sponsored by Amazon badge on their shirts for every day of their residencies. It's the least the artists can do, they argue, in exchange for your generosity. You fire these lawyers and use their retainer fees to fund a few more artists. Nice. Finally, assassins have showed up. Oh my god. Assassins from who, though? That's the question. Double the assassin's fee to pay them to assassinate their clients instead. Abolish the Electoral College, or do I hear something? I do enjoy living life, so I think I'm going to go ahead and double the assassin's fee. 50 million or 500 million to counter assassinate some people is probably budgeting a little high. Assassinations are cheaper than you think. You spend leftover funds pushing through the progressive gun control legislation. You know what's even cheaper than to buy a politician? I can't read or speak, which is kind of a problem when I'm doing a game based around entirely reading or speaking. You spend the leftover funds pushing through progressive gun control legislation. You know what's even cheaper to buy than assassins politicians. If only some rich person with good morals, with a good moral compass, would buy out Congress. Hey, wait. A loud crack fills the room as your frantic family members and several bodyguards manage to break down the door to your bedroom. A few of your burlier relatives pin you down and take away your laptop. Please, Uncle Bezos, begs a doe-eyed child, who is probably actually not your nibbling. Crumbly, gibbly tears falling down their cheeks as you are tied to a chair. You've left us with a mere $75 billion. Mother says we'll be ever so destitute if you do not cease your wretched spending. Do Jeff Bezos' extended family speak like Dickens characters? They do here. What do you say to the child? Sit them down and patiently explain why being a billionaire is immoral, or show them Twitter. They'll end up just as socialist and it'll take less effort on your end. Well, if they're tying me to a chair, they're probably going to call me crazy if I decide to reason with them. So let's show them Twitter. You'd love to show the child Twitter on your own, but tied up as you are, you're left with pointing toward the nearest unattended phone with your big toe. You give your relative a list of accounts to follow. Within 30 minutes, they are an expert on both the Communist Manifesto and pro wrestling. My work here is done. Back to spending Jeff Bezos' money. You flex your shiny biceps as hard as you can. The ropes binding you to the chair literally burst into so many shreds of hemp. You stand using a leg of the chair to beat back, several bodyguards and distraught adult heirs. When you see the path open, you take it, fleeing into the city streets armed with only your bathrobe, a phone, and a small laptop. After escaping onto the subway, you spare a quick glance at your bank balance and find it still too large for your tastes. Oh boy, another set of options here. I wonder what the end game is. Like, what is my total spending goal? Fund 10 animal rescues for 4 years. Build 10 new public libraries. Finance 100 indie games. Hey, that would actually help me in my current path of choice. Reboot Mythbusters, 60 million. Pay off 1,000 graduate student loans, 57 million. Or fix the Flint water crisis. Well, for reasons I won't get into, the Flint water crisis is quite close to my heart, so I'm going to go ahead and tackle that first. You completely renovate the deteriorated water system of Flint, Michigan, freeing its residents from corporate serfdom to Nestle. This sets you back all of 55 million or less than the cost of a single SpaceX rocket. Literally, this should have happened years ago already. You hole up in a dimly lit cafe where no one will question why Jeff Bezos is here in his bathrobe working on a laptop. To help ensure their silence, you pay the college educations of the 3 baristas on duty $303,000. You also tip well because labor should be adequately compensated regardless of whether a service worker goes the extra mile for you, $200. Fund 10 animal rescues. Okay, we're going to quickly do this and then we're going to fund animal rescues. The average graduate student has 57 grand in student loan debt, almost 58 grand. Your friends are anything but average, of course, but you also probably don't have 1,000 of them, so $57.6 million should cover you either way, plus a few hundred strangers. You spend any leftovers organizing a game studies conference, including covering transportation and hotel expenses for all speakers. Todd Harper does the opening keynote, and Maddie Bryce, no idea who those people are, oversees the wine tasting session. No, the speaker's over the age of 45. Don't quite get that either. Barista tip, lip ring, barista with a lip ring, and an Imperator Furiosa tattoo brings you a second coffee. They tell you that what you're doing now doesn't make up for the years you, Jeff Bezos, have spent exploiting your workers and destroying rival businesses. You agree wholeheartedly, since it's not like they'll believe you if you explain you're just some rando stuck in Jeff Bezos' gross plastinated body. Oh, God. Okay. So now we're going to fund the animal rescues. And then I guess in order of importance, these two are probably most important. And these two, as much as I love Mythbusters and indie games, in order of importance, these two take the cake. And I'm guessing there will be another breakup of stuff prior to the end of this. So I can't do everything. I can just do most of the things. For $5 million a year each, these aren't your run-of-the-mill animal shelters. These are full featured rescues focused on providing for abused former circus animals and exotic pets, end quote. You know those videos testing whether tigers will sit in boxes and get high off catnip? That's the kind of rescue you're funding. Let the good times roll. So, sirens outside. You've learned from the TV that there is a warrant out for your arrest for suspicion of fraud, which under the circumstances seems hilarious. Your barista allies shutter the blinds to the already darkened coffee shop. They decide to switch off the news and put on anime instead. Oh God, my worst enemy. That reminds you, let's bankroll a second season of monthly Girls Nozuki-kun for $3 million. No thanks. Build libraries instead. The cost of new public library can vary, but 15 million gets you a relatively fancy one, so obviously 150 million gets you 10 fancy ones. Any reminder ought to go toward maintaining the libraries since you built them all, or since you built them and all. Books are good. I agree, books are very good. One of the baristas has given you away. What? It was an accident. They forgot they left location data on while tweeting hashtag Bezos's, or tweeting on the hashtag Bezos's Bay hashtag. Before you know it, you have the entire local police force at the cafe's front door. You scan your list for something quick to spend some Jeff Bezos' money on while the baristas arrange for your escape through the back. So I can finance one of these two. Do I finance Mythbusters or finance my current chosen path? I think I'm going to go with the chosen path. Sorry to the Adam Savages and what was the other guy's name? Oh yeah, Jamie Heinemans of the world. Yeah, but we're gonna go with the indie games. Sorry. Let's be real. There are two kinds of independent games: the ones made by former AAA devs, which often run into the millions and usually require outside investment, and stuff like this built-in twine. So postulating that you can fund 100 indie games for $1 million each is some wild ass math. Well, let's say let's say you fund 10 of those bigger games by industry veterans and use the rest of God, I'm having a stroke, and use the rest to support 200 small indies. Or maybe you don't fund any Kickstarter games and instead donate every last cent to your favorite avant-garde cliche or Jesus Christ, favorite avant-garde glitch girl. Whatever you want, babe. It's your Jeff Bezos money. Yes, that indie apocalypse. You and your barista accomplices race through the city's back streets, cannily avoiding police blockades and Amazon locker locations. Twice you are nearly cut down by weaponized delivery drones, but you manage to dive out of their firing range just in time. The drones record you as KIA in their online tracking system anyway, thus buying you a precious few minutes. Huddled behind a dumpster, you find the... This is getting so out of hand! Jesus Christ, I was tied up in a chair and then I went to Starbucks and now I'm financing games and buying... God damn, I have no idea what the hell is going on. Huddled behind a dumpster, you find the barista with the lip ring has sustained a deep cut to their arm. Use your cleanest $100 bills to dress the wounds, minus $1,000, or promise to pay the barista's hospital bill if it gets infected. Well, given that this is likely to be closer to $100,000 than to $1,000, let's hope that this actually succeeds in dressing the wound. You literally throw money at the problem and tape together 10 printer-fresh $100 bills end-to-end, using them as a makeshift bandage. Oh, well, that's good. Around the barista's wound. They grimace. It's not a great way to dress a cut, but it's probably better than nothing, and they appreciate the fact you're trying at least. Probably should have paid the hospital bill. Can I offer to do both? I wish I could, but I guess we're making a break for the sewers now. It's no use. Sewers actually aren't all that spacious, and also manhole covers are really heavy. The police catch up to you while you are swearing and nursing your stubbed toe. Maybe you should have run out of your luxury apartment wearing something sturdier than slippers. You know, I agree with that. I would assume Bezos has got all the flyest, coolest, somethingest shoes, but I guess not. You and your 3 barista allies are arrested on the spot. Oh. You and your college-aged accomplices are each charged with resisting arrest, the most fascist bullshit charge. Additionally, you are charged with 1 count of destabilizing capitalism, while the 3 baristas... Wait a minute, destabilizing is that a real thing that you can be charged with? Well, the 3 baristas are charged with pirating anime. Shit. Bribe the cops and let the baristas go, or pay bail for baristas and everyone else in the city's jail system. Well, if we're playing numbers, once again, I feel like bribing the cops is better in that it costs me less money. But paying for the bail, I don't know how long this is going to take, because maybe the bail system takes too long. I don't know. But do the baristas appreciate me for bribing the cops? Choices. Let's go the legal route, I guess. Hopefully this is legal. I have no idea. You pay the cash bail for your 3 coffee-making accomplices, as well as the entire jail population of the city, about 12,000 people. The police, catching wise, put your own bail at an absolutely unheard of 74. Oh God, there's no way anybody would pay that, except for it's not my money, so I don't give a shit. I demand to see, but I don't want to pay that, so I'm going to demand to see my lawyer. Oh boy, this is a big one. Because you are white and wealthy, the law works differently for you. You are granted a phone call to your lawyer. Unfortunately, you don't know the number of to Jeff Bezos' lawyer or even who they are. You recall talking to some lawyers, but you're pretty sure you fired those. You realize that if you're going to do anything with this one phone call, it should be something to try and get rid of as much of your remaining wealth as possible. How do I spend Bezos' money? All these are blanked out, so I can either donate it, all that I have left toward rebuilding Puerto Rico, pay off as much as you can of your taxes, pay for your anime, or fucking keep it. I'll represent myself. I hope I can spend it on multiple things. I don't know how much any of these cost because it's not giving me a total anymore. I guess the game is getting harder. I don't want to pay for my anime. I'd sooner die than do that. Or I can pay off taxes or rebuild Puerto Rico. Well, considering in this game I'm trying to go for the most altruistic, I'll go for rebuilding Puerto Rico. How does this fuck me over in the long run? You donate everything you have left toward rebuilding Puerto Rico. The sum is significant and goes some ways toward the island's recovery. It won't fix everything, but it helps, and you can be sure the funds won't go to waste. After finishing your phone call, you return quietly to your cell. If hashtag Jeff Bezos' Bay is still trending on Twitter, you're sure someone is raising money for your legal fees right now, but you absolutely refuse to use it. There is nothing more that you can do for now. Wait. You wait. There is little else to do. You sit and contemplate your admittedly brief existence as Jeff Bezos, the unimaginable wealth you struggle to spend. The problems that lay outside even your ability to fix. Was it really worth anything at all to rid the world of one man's many billions? Was it really best, or was it really the best I could do? With this thought in your head, you lie down on your hard jail bunk and slowly you drift off to sleep. When you wake up this morning from unsettling dreams, you find yourself changed in your bed into a monstrous vermin. You are Elon Musk. Hey, Elon Musk isn't that bad as far as I know. Oh, true end. Was that it? So I've got written by Chris Ling. That was good. I like all the statistics and like it kind of puts everything in scale just how impossibly fucking huge the amount of money some people have, especially Jeff Bezos, considering I think he's the richest man right now. I could be wrong. Work of fiction, names, characters, businesses, places, events, locales, and incidents are either the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Legal stuff, not to be treated as a serious resource for money numbers or financial advice if you are indeed Jeff Bezos. Well, I don't think it would hurt Jeff Bezos necessarily to play this. It might get him woken up to some new things, not necessarily make him woke, but I don't know. I don't know a lot about politics or anything in general, so don't take what I say seriously at all, please. Not mobile-friendly works referenced, and let's be honest, this game is mostly just a thought experiment. A lot of the numbers here are totally fake based on cursory internet searches and should be taken with a large grain of salt. Gotcha, Chris Ligman. Alright. So I guess that's the end of the game. I don't know what else there is to do besides completion progress. So this page shows which of the game's endings you have unlocked. Okay. So I've either got the true, the neutral, or the bad, or the 3 secrets. I don't know if I'm going to go back through to play this again to get the secret endings. Maybe if I paid off the... No, if I bribed the cops and I guess if I just played it completely dickishly, I get the bad ending. I don't know. I'm just going to call it there. Thank you all so much for watching, if you still are, and I will catch you next time. Peace.